That's crazy. Welcome back, YouTube. What's going on? It's your girl Mercedes. Sadie's gang. The gang. You feel me? Because we don't come with no price tag. Remember that shit. Today, I'm going to make it short. Today, we're going to be reacting to Blacksmith Nipsey Hussle's legendary brother, from Hip Hop Daily. Go check out their channel. They lit. They cool as fuck. I hope y'all like the video. Like, share, comment, turn on your post notifications, all that good stuff. You want to show some love, show some love. If you don't want to, it's all good. Sadie's gang ain't gonna be butthurt. So let's hop into it.
Hussle was a West Coast legend, but most fans have no idea about the wild story of his brother, Blacc Sam. From burying 250K in his mom's backyard to getting shot at by the cops, today we're breaking down the whole thing. Blacc, Sam, and Nipsey grew up in the Crenshaw neighborhood of South Central LA. Sam was older than Nip and tried to set a good example for him. They came up in the rolling 60s neighborhood Crip territory and were surrounded by crime and violence every day, but Sam never gangbanged. He wanted to make his own lane and not rep any sets.
Yo,
so
they look just alike, bro. They could literally be twins. Like, this is actually wild, too. Like, because I knew Nip had a brother and everything, and I knew, like, because my family's part Ethiopian, right? And of course, now I don't remember exactly where Nipsey was from particularly, or where his family's culture is from, but I know their culture is somewhat connected to the Ethiopians. So it's like Nipsey Hussle was pretty special to my whole family, including me. I even got him, his little the marathon must go on, tattoo symbol on my leg. Like, that's how much of a big fan I was. So it's crazy.
At a young age. When he was a kid, Sam would go out and make money by washing cars in the neighborhood. But even though he never joined the Crips, it didn't take long for Sam to start hustling for real. He was allegedly moving weight across the country from LA to Atlanta. And that's how Nip and him knew Young Thug and Lil Baby before any of them hopped in the booth and started rapping. Back then, there was
Low key, this kind of reminds me of like a second version of like BMF or like Big Meech, but like in its own little story, like its own story itself.
also a huge business of running bootleg DVDs. Before you could just stream whatever you wanted online, hustlers would take an official movie DVD and make a bunch of copies of it, then sell the copies for way cheaper than what it would usually cost at a store. According to reports, Blacc Sam was raking in a ton of cash from bootleg DVDs back then and apparently made millions from it. He had property out in Atlanta that he allegedly used for his operation, but all of it got taken by the feds after they busted him. By the time he was 18, Sam had made so much money in the streets that he had to bury 250K in his mom's backyard. He put it in a safe and wrapped the whole thing in plastic. And Nipsey told the Breakfast Club that when they dug it up, over 100K of the money was ruined because it got moldy. Nipsey even raps about the whole situation on his track Young Nigga and said, "Ballin' since my brother used to hustle off the bonds. Couple 100,000 up, he took a shovel to the lawn. No exaggeration for the content of my songs. When he went to dig it up, shit, 100-something gone. Molded. You can ask moms. Had to plug in blow dryers for the ones that we could wash."
Low key, this nigga's a fucking legend, bro. Straight up. He's a fucking legend. His brother is a fucking legend. I don't care what nobody says, man. Like, to be able to do something like that, you must have had a really good reason. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Sam was a major influence on Nipsey. He was making money his own way and trying to feed everybody without gangbanging, but Sam couldn't keep Nipsey out of the trenches. And when Nip was 14, he jumped off the porch and joined the Rolling 60s. The Rolling 60s are one of the most notorious Crip sets in the city. After Tookie Williams and Raymond Washington created the original Crip gang back in '69, dudes started breaking off and formed their own crews. There's many different stories about how the Rolling 60s actually started, but according to an OG named Big U, a dude named OG Babyface got permission from Tookie Williams back in the 70s, and by the time Nipsey was coming up, they were one of the biggest gangs in California. Back in the day, Big U was allegedly one of the most active dudes in the set. He told DJ Vlad,
"You've been shot before."
Yeah, 7 different times. No.
7 different occasions?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first time I was 14.
Wow, this nigga got shot at 14? That's crazy, but that's how you know how bad the environment was back then, real talk. Like, on some real shit.
The streets were crazy, but the cops weren't paying that much attention to it. Dudes weren't sliding on Instagram Live and putting everything out there for people to see. and most people had no idea how violent South Central really
This is
was.
fucked up.
But that all changed when the rolling 60s.
What? Gunmen slay relatives for former Ram star? Oh, wait a minute. Are they talking about Suge? They gotta be talking about Suge. I think that I don't know. Hold on.
Brutally murdered an NFL player's family.
No.
Kermit Alexander was a
Never
professional
mind.
football player who was
Suge played for the... Who did he play for? I swear I remember this. He played for a whole different football team. Was it the... Hold the fuck up. I gotta look this shit up now. Like, I swear. Who did he play for? Yeah, we know he's from Compton, blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck did he play for? No, it was the Rams. Yo. This nigga played only 2 NFL games? This man right here, Suge Knight, if it'll focus for y'all. This dude right here played 2 NFL games, bro. That's mad wild. Like, hold on. Ain't no way you played 2 NFL games and then just dipped. Yep, see the Los Angeles Rams. So I see why I kind of got that confused.
drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in the 1960s. By 1984, he'd already been retired for years, and then he suffered a shocking loss. On August 31st, 1984, the Rolling 60s broke into the crib where his family was staying and killed Kermit Alexander's mom, sister, and his 2 nephews. According to reports, the 60s affiliates got the wrong address and were trying to kill someone who lived a couple houses down the block from Kermit.
This pisses me off so much. So much. Every time, every case, different face, different name. It was the wrong address. The shit never fucking changes. This whole gang shit, this shit gotta stop. It ain't even worth it no more. Live by the sword, die by the sword, bullshit my ass.
Kermit's family.
Y'all need to grow the
murders
fuck up.
made headlines all over the country, and that's when the cops really started taking a serious look at the Rolling 60s. A lot of dudes from the set started getting booked, and Big U ended up going down for 56 years after he got caught trying to buy drugs from an undercover cop. The cops started booking more Crips, but that didn't stop the Rolling 60s from growing. And by the time Nip jumped off the porch, they already had way bigger numbers than back in the 80s. Nipsey could have ended up just becoming another gang member, but then Sam
Real
and him
shit.
went with their dad to Africa, and everything changed. Sam and Nipsey's dad is a dude named DeWitt Ashkadon.
DeWitt,
is
yep.
from an African country called Eritrea.
Yep,
and he moved to
Eritrea.
America back in the day.
That's what the fuck it's called. So my mother is Ethiopian, and she actually knew a lot of, or somewhat of, Eritrea people. And she told me this nigga Nip was Eritrea. I'm like, what? No wonder why he kind of looked like us a little bit. Now that makes sense. Because if you've ever seen like a full-blood Ethiopian woman or man, you'll be able to tell out our features very well. Very well. The big forehead, the eyes, the nose, all that. So, Eritrea people are beautiful, man.
To escape a crazy war going on in Africa.
Yep.
Eritrea had a brutal war for 30 years between 1961 and 1991.
Yep.
A rebel group started trying to take over the government, and it sparked a deadly battle that almost...
That's what happened with my dad's country, and he's Congo Dominican Republic. Like, they were doing some wild stuff. I'm talking about, like, chopping off certain body... Yeah, you get the point.
destroyed the whole country. While DeWitt was living there, both sides of the war were killing innocent people. Villages were being burned down, and for years, the situation just kept getting worse. So he finally escaped to America to get away from all the violence. Then in 2004, DeWitt took Sam and Nipsey back to his home country, and it had a massive impact on him.
I just realized my baby brother has the same, like, his middle name is the same name as their father. That's actually crazy.
They spent 3 months in Eritrea, and when they came back, Sam and Nipsey were really on a mission to make their own lane. Sam, Nipsey, and Nipsey's best friend Fats started selling clothes and CDs from the trunk of Sam's car around Crenshaw and Slauson. They'd park the whip across the street from Louisiana Fried Chicken and sell shirts, socks, and sneakers to whoever rolled through. The 3 of them were trying to go legit, but that didn't stop the police from jamming them up. The cops would pull up and arrest them and take all their product. Sam would tell cops that they were legit, but the cops told them they weren't legit unless they paid taxes and rent like everybody else. So Sam and Nipsey leveled up and got a spot in the strip mall on Crenshaw and Slauson in 2006. The cops still kept pressuring them though. In an interview with The
See,
Guardian,
that's what I'm saying.
Sam said
Why cops don't know how to just mind their fucking business? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't love seeing black folks come up, bro. Let's just be real. Y'all don't love us seeing us elevate, get the new cars, the businesses, the money, this and that. Y'all don't want to see us win. I mean, shit. It's very obvious what it is. And even though they claim, oh, it's not like that. Race isn't, that's not what it's about.
that the cops would send in undercover dudes so they could watch the shop, and that their whole goal was just to shut us down, even though positive things were happening in the store.
Yep.
According to reports, Sam and Nipsey were being targeted in a secret police investigation called Operation Laser. Laser used a bunch of info like traffic tickets, arrest records, and way more to target potential criminals. The system used points to tell the cops who was more likely to commit a crime. So if you had more points, chances are the police would be all over you for no reason. And since Nipsey and a lot of his homies had records and all hung out at the shop, the cops kept coming in and pressing them even though they were trying to do something legit. But by 2009, Nipsey was really popping off in the rap game. He had been dropping music since 2005, and Sam was always backing him up. All the hard work finally started to pay off, and Nip was linking up with superstars like Drake and Snoop Dogg,
Yep.
and even signed a deal with Epic Records. Sam and Nipsey took another loss that same year though, after the cops raided their shop and shut it down. Sam was arrested again, but he didn't let it slow him down and got right back to the grind when he came home. He opened up a new store, and everything was cool for a while. But then in 2011, he almost got murdered by the cops. After Nipsey joined the Rolling 60s, he ended up having...
Am I surprised? Am I surprised? At this point, who doesn't get murdered by the cops? Most of these people that are dying out here is because of the cops. Like, if y'all don't know how to think with y'all brain, or y'all know y'all not made for this job, then don't sign up for it.
baby with Big U's niece. It's not clear how everything really went down, but this is the story according to some sources. Nip was tripping on his baby mama because she had their kids around some sketchy environments. And at some point, Nip allegedly put hands on the dude she was rocking with, and she ended up getting hurt during the situation too. That's when Big U and some goons allegedly rode up to Sam and Nipsey's shop to confront him. They started throwing hands, and Big U was allegedly really putting a beat down on Nip. So Sam ran inside the shop and grabbed his gun. He came back out and let off a shot in the air to break up the fight. The cops rolled up right after Sam let off the shot and saw him standing there with a gun in his hand. According to some sources, they didn't even give him a chance to lay it down before they upped their own straps and started letting off shots. The cops shot at Sam over 30 times, but luckily all of them missed and Sam made it out alive.
Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute. Y'all are cops. Y'all are trained for this shit. You shoot this man, didn't even give him a chance to put down the gun. You shoot this man 30 times and all of you guys miss? You miss? Y'all all need to get fired immediately. Right now. Seriously.
When Nipsey squashed their beef and everyone got back to business. Sam and Nipsey's store ended up getting raided and shut down again in 2014 though. It was another setback for the business, but Sam had bigger plans for the space. In 2017, Sam and Nipsey opened their Marathon clothing store on Crenshaw and Slauson. It was a huge win for both of them and the community, and hundreds of people showed up when they cut the ribbon to officially open the new spot. That same year, they opened up a weed shop off of West Boulevard, and it looked like everything was finally coming together. Nipsey was bigger than ever in the rap game, and Sam was taking over on the business side. All the legal drama was behind them, and they were ready to enjoy the success. But then, their team suffered a tragic loss. Nipsey's best friend was a dude named Boat the Fats. He had been right there with Nip and Sam from the jump and was helping them sell clothes out their car way before it all started. Just like Nipsey and Sam, Fats was always hanging around the shops, and sometimes he worked security at the weed spot off of West Boulevard.
I ain't even gonna lie, this type of shit makes me want to cry because it's like every story somebody has to tell when it comes to their come up. It's sad how majority of the time a motherfucker is either killed or end up dying that was rocking with you for the longest. You know, you always end up losing that special good person in your life that you didn't expect to lose that fast. So It just breaks my heart to, hear stuff like this, because I got a homegirl that's up there right now, and I know she watching me and supporting me and cheering me on, so I get it, It's just tough.
On September 29th, 2017, Fats was in the parking lot of the weed store when someone drove by and started letting off shots. He was tragically killed at the scene, and rumors say it was some Rolling 60s who pulled the trigger on him. None of this has been confirmed, but the weed store that Sam and Nipsey bought was allegedly owned by a guy who was getting extorted by some dudes from 60s. When Sam and Nip took it over, the 60s still wanted a cut, but Fats allegedly shut it down and told them they weren't getting anything, and that's why they allegedly rolled through and killed him. Fats dying was a huge loss for Sam and Nipsey.
That's crazy.
And on the track Racks in the Middle, Nipsey raps, "Damn, I wish my nigga Fats was here. How you died 30-something after banging all them years.
Yeah.
Grammy nominated, in the sauna shedding tears. All this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear. But I don't wipe them though. We just embrace the only life we know."
Yep.
Sam and Nip kept it pushing after Fats died.
I feel like,
but
for real, like, that's all you really can do when you lose a good person in your life, when they pass away and whatnot. All you can do, don't even be sad about it. Just, celebrate the fact that they lived. You know what I mean? Just celebrate their life all together. That's the best thing you could do.
And 1 year later, Sam got wrapped up in another crazy situation that could have killed him again. In September 2018, a dude from the Rolling 60s showed up at the Marathon store with a gun. It's not clear exactly what went down inside the shop, but a couple minutes after he went inside with the strap, security footage showed a bunch of dudes chasing them out the shop. The police responded to reports of gunshots in the parking lot outside the store and eventually found the Rolling 60 affiliate. He had been beaten and stabbed and needed 9 staples in his head to close up the wounds, and he told the cops that Blacc Sam had pistol whipped him. Nobody in the shop would talk to the cops, but Sam ended up getting arrested, and the judge put him on a crazy $1 million bond.
What the hold the fuck? Wait a minute. So nobody talked in the shop, and this motherfucker still got arrested? And then at that, y'all want to sit here and put his bail on $1 million something. What? Y'all some hating ass bitches. That's what the cops are over in LA or California in general. Y'all some pigs. Y'all some hoes, bro. Y'all like to sit here and just fuck with people. And it ain't even just LA. It's everywhere. But I could tell it really started in California. I ain't even gonna lie.
Mill was nothing for Sam though. And right after he posted bond, he flexed the private jet he was flying in. The Marathon clothing store was inside a strip mall, and the city wanted the people who owned the building to evict Sam and Nipsey, even though they weren't the ones starting all the drama. It looked like they might start all over again, but then the news broke that the building owners were just gonna sell it to Sam and Nipsey instead of listening to the city. Owning the building was a massive win for them, and it meant they didn't have to worry about getting kicked out ever again. But just 2 months after they closed the deal, Sam suffered the biggest loss of his life. On March 31st, 2019, Nipsey was hanging out in the parking lot of the Marathon store like he did all the time. A dude named Eric Holder,
You a bitch! You a bitch, nigga! You a bitch, bro! You did not have the right to take that man's life away. You a bitch! Fuck you.
Rode up to the spot, and Nipsey allegedly warned him.
Yeah, I'm taking this shit personal.
Going around on his name. Nip never called Holder a snitch. He allegedly just told him that he needed to clear the situation up, but the conversation got Holder so pressed that he grabbed his strap and shot Nipsey in broad daylight. Sam was at his grandma's house when he got the call Nipsey had been shot. Sam hopped in his whip and sped straight to the Marathon shop right after it went down. He saw Nip laying on the ground with blood and bullet holes all over him and started giving him CPR while he was on the phone with a 911 operator. Nipsey was still breathing at that point, and when paramedics got there, they put a tube down his throat and had an IV in his arm. There was a crowd standing around watching everything play out, and a lot of them thought Nip might.
This was the worst day ever for me when I found out this news. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I broke down in tears when I found out this had happened. It was terrible. Tragedy. Shouldn't have happened. I don't care what anybody says. But, rest up, my boy. Rest up, Nip.
Might pull through. But then, the paramedics lifted Nip onto a stretcher and someone screamed. When they moved his body, that's when everyone saw the bullet wound in the back of Nipsey's head. Nipsey was pronounced dead at the hospital, and Sam says he died because of how much he cared about the community. Nipsey and Sam hired a lot of street dudes to work at the Marathon store because they had trouble finding jobs. Sam and Nip wanted to give them an opportunity to change their lives and make it out of the streets. None of them could carry guns though, because they were felons. So Eric Holder was able to shoot Nip and start running away without anyone doing anything. Sam said that after Holder realized no one was doing anything, he ran back and shot Nipsey 2 more times. He turned around to leave again, but since nobody was still stepping in, Holder walked back up and shot Nipsey 3 more times and kicked him in the head. 2 days later, Holder was arrested and ended up going down for 60 years.
God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. That's all I'm gonna say. For anybody that like to screw people over and be on that BS and be on that fake shit, God sees it too. And guess what? He gonna get your ass. And he's gonna do it in the worst fucking way possible. That's why I love him so much.
Nipsey's death wasn't just a big loss for Sam. Nip was one of the most important rappers on the West Coast and was doing a ton of work to give back to the community. Sam has kept up the momentum though and is keeping Nip's name alive. He's also making sure Nipsey's kids are set up for life and has been putting everything in their name. There's still been drama behind the scenes though. After Nip died, the Crips tried to trademark the brand The Marathon Continues, which is the name of the company Sam wanted to use because Nip had a mixtape with the same title back in 2011. The Crips trying to trademark a business name like that is wild anyways. Sam and them both filed to get the trademark, but the Crips did it a couple weeks before Sam, and it looked like Sam might lose the rights to Nipsey's legacy. Luckily, that's not how it played out though, and Sam ended up getting the rights to the name.
I was about to say, boy, I was about to say, woo!
And without him, Nipsey might have never even hopped in the booth. On the track Crenshaw and Slauson.
This my shit! That's my shit right there! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a big Nip fan. Like, y'all don't think y'all understand.
Nipsey raps, brought my grocery bag of cash back to Blacc Sam. He matched the nigga. Next day, we went to Sam Mash. We bought Pro Tools and a microphone. Studio was far from plush, but them lights was on. Couple $100,000 stashed at my mama's house. Real estate in Atlanta, but ain't nobody know. Mac 11's in the safe, hidden in the flow. My bro did it like nobody.
See, this is why I fuck with Nip and his brother. They kept shit low key. They still stayed active, but kept it low key, kept moving in silence as usual, and they didn't change that whatsoever. They continued to move in silence, whether if they were getting up there or not, didn't matter. That's why I fuck with this nigga, man.
That I've ever known. Sam and Nipsey had way bigger plans for their city. And even though Nipsey was murdered right in the neighborhood he was trying to help out, Sam is making it clear that he's not gonna let anything slow him down and carry on Nipsey's legacy forever.
That was dope.
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, my bad, y'all. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your bell notification. You know, your girl I got a goal to reach. And I'm trying my hardest, of course. And I'm going to continue to grind, continue to keep tunnel vision, whatever I got to do anyways, y'all. Once again, like I said, like, share, subscribe, turn on your bell notification. You know what I'm saying? Sadie's gang. I hope y'all love the video. And I'm going to catch y'all in another one.